Now we'll look at absolute value equations, so equations with an absolute value symbol in them. And we'll start with a really simple one. The absolute value of x equal to 3. So what has an absolute value of x equal to 3? Well, we know that the absolute value of 3 is 3. We also know that the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. So for us, x is plus or minus 3. And this is a very easy explanation of our general property, which says if the absolute value of something is equal to a number c, then x is equal to plus or minus c. So let's use that to look at a few examples. Absolute value of 2x minus 9 equal to 5. So the rule says that means 2x minus 9 is equal to 5, and 2x minus 9 is equal to negative 5. And now we can take these piece by piece. Add 9 to both sides. On the left I get 2x, on the right I get 14. And then divide by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. On the right, once again add 9 to both sides. That gives me 2x equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I have two solutions, x equal to 7 and x equal to 2. My next example, the absolute value of 5x minus 2 equal to 14. So our rule says we have 5x minus 2 equal to 14, as well as 5x minus 2 equal to minus 14. Adding 2 to both sides on the left gives me 5x equal to 16, and then we can divide by 5 to get x equal to 16 over 5. On the right, we can add 2. That gives me 5x equal to minus 12. And then divide by 5 to get x equal to minus 12/5. This one is slightly different. 2 times the absolute value of x plus 3 plus 5 equal to 19. In order to use our rule for absolute values, our first step is going to be to isolate the absolute value. So I'm going to start by subtracting 5 from both sides. Get 2 times the absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 14. Then we can divide by 2 to get the absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 7. And now we can use our rule. X plus 3 is 7, and x plus 3 is negative 7. For our first equation, I can subtract 3 to get x equal to 4. For our second equation, I can subtract 3 to get x equal to negative 10. Let's look at one more like that. Our first step would be to subtract 2. That gives me negative 3 times the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to minus 18. Divide both sides by negative 3 to get absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 6. And now I can use my rule. X minus 5 is 6, and x minus 5 is negative 6. I can add 5 to both sides to get x equal to 11. For my second one, add 5 to both sides to get x equal to negative 1. Now let's consider this one. The absolute value of 4x minus 2 is equal to negative 1. We should know that absolute value can never be negative. It can only be 0 or a positive number. It has to be greater than or equal to 0. Since there's no way an absolute value could ever be negative, this thing has no solution.